the biggest misconception when speaking to Dahmer of what people knew of him or think of him to what he actually was? And what was, besides the misconception, what was the biggest surprise to you speaking with him that you thought maybe, you know, was it because he was cunning? Was he, what was your biggest take? Because the cop story, he had to have balls the size of elephant balls, because if it's me, I'm out of there. I'm not going to go confront the cops and be calm. And so anyhow, giving you the floor.
I had Dahmer when Dahmer's defense attorney Jerry Boyle had Dahmer on the stand. He asked Dahmer about these two cops and about that night, and Dahmer was pretty much saying, "Hey, there's no way they could have known." And I, sometimes I get yelled at by saying, "Hey, you're taking the word of a serial killer," but everybody wishes they would have had, the magic 8 ball, Steve. And cops don't have it, and we don't have it. And when we find out that there's been a serial killer, we always go back and we say, well, how did you not know? How could you not tell? I sat in the room with the guy. I'm telling you that there is nothing about him that makes him remarkable or interesting or memorable or any of that. He is just plain vanilla. But again, that is what made him a master manipulator, is the fact that he doesn't look like, like a nut. He looks like a regular guy. He speaks like a regular guy. In fact, no inflection in his voice at all. When he has a conversation, they are really quick, like one word answers. And, that's all it was. He was not chatty, but he was cunning, and he was good at manipulating people. That's how we end up with 17 victims, and how we ended up with 2 cops out of a job, by the way, because the police chief, without really giving them a chance to explain, fired them back then. Years later, on appeal, these cops got their jobs back. One of them went on to be the president of the Milwaukee Police Union. One of them the other one went on to become a chief of police in a small town elsewhere in Wisconsin. So that story, Dahmer's a legend by the time I get to court and see him.